This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Oh, cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart. Clink, clink.
It's been a minute since we Zoomed this, and I just full disclosure, I'm in the back in our normal area. So if we get a little chappy to chops, I'll move indoors.
No worries. I'm out of town over the holidays, and it's also been a second since I've worn a turtleneck. So I'm having a bit of difficulty seeing my own reflection right now in this computer screen. Yeah, I'm going for a very I look like I'm memeing myself in some way.
No, it looks good. You know, I feel like turtleneck under the sweatshirt was a big vibe for me in the mid 90s.
Yeah. It's
I think it looks pretty good.
Just showing all the options that you can do with our beautiful merch available at the DFTBA
We did not plan
store.
to wear the same shirt, but it looks good. Okay, now my next question is, because I saw our cheers, are you having a cocktail?
I'm having a cocktail. It's the holidays. I'm allowed. To be honest.
Look at her go. I am proud of you.
Thank you. To be very honest, I'm shocked that you're not, but I know that you're doing your healthy thing. You're going to your exercise. You're doing your outdoor, responsibly distant exercise morning things.
Yes. Today was, I think, the 6th one I've been to.
Wow.
And it's waking up at 7. I wake up at like 6:50. And then I already have my clothes set out. I'm like a full-on Virgo before the first day of school. Like, I have them set out in the bathroom.
We can talk about all of the astrological changes in a bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, but so I have it set up because Chip doesn't have to wake up at 6:50. And she's very adamant of like last night I was like, just so you know, I got to get up early to go work out. He goes, what is this? I gotta. It's we gotta. If you wake up, I also inherently wake up. And so this morning, it was like my body wanted to prove him wrong so badly that I was waking up like every 10 minutes the last hour, and I woke up before my alarm and I turned it off. I rolled out of bed like full spy mode, had my clothes in the bathroom, put them on, left. I haven't asked him yet if he woke up yet because I know either way he'll lie and say yes. But I think I've perfected it.
I think that's really great, and also
thank you.
A bit hilarious that at this point in your relationship, you are trying to be able to sneak out of the house without him knowing.
Yes. I mean, it'll come in handy in other situations, I'm sure, down the road. It could save my life one day not with him, but like a very different situation. But right now, I'm just like, I want to prove to him that I can get up and go work out without disturbing his slumber, you know?
No, that's like, that reminds me of when I was younger, 'tis the season, that's what I used to do to look for Christmas gifts every year. That I would literally...
You'd get up early?
I would get up early, or I would just walk around as quiet as possible while my parents were downstairs, literally find gifts. They were so obviously hidden. It was kind of like you guys can do better than this. Like
What were the go-to spots?
Under the bed. In the closet.
What?
I know. There was no creativity involved in any of it. But yeah, up in the attic, that was maybe the most creative one.
Because is that a place that you would ever go? Like, was your attic creepy? Or was it like Griswold style?
It was like an attic closet. It was like a ceiling closet. It was just all kinds of stuff. There's no reason I should be going up there for anything.
Unless you're sneaking around.
Unless I'm sneaking around. But the ability to sleuth and to prove it to adults that you can sleuth around is a bit of a superpower.
See, I only found my gifts one time. And I was, actually, my brother and sister found them, but I was very little and we still lived in New Jersey. And we had this basement that was like, half of it was my dad's workshop and the other half, it was like, there were random rooms in it. And I remember, and they were like, not really, they weren't finished or anything. And I remember going down there and seeing the rooms and just being like, these look like where you'd like hide someone for a million years. Creepy as hell. Like, you couldn't pay me to go into that room. I'm expecting to see someone shackled. I'm sure my brother made up a tale of like someone lives down there.
Bad happens there.
But then, and I went down the stairs and Annie and Dave were on the stairs. My dad and mom had left the door open to the creepy room and they were literally saying like what we got. And I remember I got some like big like purple Pegasus. I don't know. It was like a horse with wings.
Yeah.
As like a Barbie horse with wings or something like that.
Cool.
And I remember bawling my fucking eyes out that I knew early.
Really?
So like I never wanted to know.
But see,
I was so fucking sad.
I mean, this is where I realized that maybe I had way more control issues as a child than I let myself believe. But I would assume
we're having a big day. Turtlenecks, control issues, they go hand in hand.
I'm going back to school for psychology. It hasn't changed me at all.
Nothing.
But I would assume that you, being the actress, would take that as an opportunity to perform as if you didn't know what your gifts were already. But I also do understand the burden.
Well, I was like crying, and then I played it off because I didn't want to out my brother and sister.
Right.
For snooping. But I was very upset. I did not want to know what I had early.
No, good for you. Good for you. Yeah.
Would you make lists?
Of like what I wanted.
Of what you wanted?
Yeah, I would make lists, but I was also very indecisive, so I could never figure out exactly what I wanted. And I also felt like if I'm making a list of what I want, there's no surprise. Like I'll know that that's exactly what I'm getting. So there was part of me that did want like a surprise element to it, as much as I went and then looked for all of my gifts just to see what I was getting. But I sometimes made lists, but like when your parents are divorced, like you know, that you have to then as a child figure out which parent do I want or which Santa do I want to ask for what every year.
You gotta go, which parent is currently doing better financially?
Yes.
That it won't be, that like I won't feel bad asking for this. And then what's the other parent that I'll ask for pajamas from?
Yeah, that I'm like, my mom just got this new carpeting this year that I know costs us a lot of money. So I guess I'll just take a caboodle this year.
I mean, it's insane what us kids really would go
Understood.
through. Like when you hear about like parents divorcing, whatnot, and I know my sister said this when we found out my parents were divorcing. She was like 2 Christmases, but there really are kids who are like, how can I milk the system? And me and you were like, well, we have been getting a lot of envelopes from the health insurance company. Maybe I'll ask my mom for bubble bath, and I'll ask my dad for some new Gap Kids overalls.
Exactly. I know John got braces this year, and they're a few $100s. So, I guess I'll just get socks. That's fine.
Also, I love that you just said that braces were a couple $100s.
How much are braces? Thousands?
I feel like they're like a couple grand, right?
I truly have
enough
no
for
idea.
people to bitch about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I remember they were like a middle class terrible thing. Like everyone that had to get them, it was like a financial hit for them.
And I got them and I didn't really need them.
See, I tried to.
Fucked up?
That is fucked up, but I understand it because I lied and got glasses when I was in 4th grade.
Right. I've heard this story. I love this story.
It's great.
But
then I also
just had the
tried
gap
to
teeth.
I know you have that. I tried to get braces. I made my overbite as far as possible, and then they're like, "You're fine." And I was like, "Really? Do it again. Do the X-ray again."
I love when we just do it. I remember thinking I remember seeing someone, a girl, and she was like super cute, but she had a little bit of an underbite, and me for sure just giving myself a little underbite for a while. It's like, why did we try to make ourselves worse? Like, I remember my next door neighbor and like best friend at the time, Lauren, one year she just started walking bow-legged, like, or pigeon-toed with like her toes in. And I remember going, you've never walked like this our entire life. I've known you since I was like 7 years old. And all of a sudden you're pigeon-toed this year. It was like an active choice she made.
Yeah.
That like this year, it makes my butt look good. I'm going to be pigeon-toed. I think she fucked up her walk. I think she's forever pigeon-toed.
That is a choice to make. And it's just as children, everyone just wanted to be special. So everyone wanted something unique about them. And so we all just faked handicaps in different ways.
Oh,
which is so sad.
I mean, speaking of divorced parents, I remember my parents got divorced. I was legit not upset about it. They hadn't lived together forever. Yeah. But did I milk the guidance counselor system? 100%.
See, I've never
100%.
ever done the guidance counselor system. So that to me is like a fictitious aspect of high school and middle school. I have no idea how that works or if it works.
Well, we had Miss Wagner, and she was like the sweetest, most docile lady. And I remember she'd come to our class to talk to us about certain things, like here and there. But there was twice that you would go to her office, like say your name and what class you're in and drop it in. And then it was like the lottery because you didn't have scheduled appointments like therapy.
Oh,
like
so she would pull you out of class.
Yes.
Oh,
it
cool.
was exciting. I went twice. Parents divorced. And really, I knew that when I went there, it would just be this sweet woman playing a board game with me while trying to ask me about my feelings. Like, it wasn't like sit and talk. It was like, we're going to play Hi-Ho Cheerio. And if you feel like opening up, that's great. And then one other time I went because, because oh my God.
I'm bracing myself.
Me and a friend like made a pact that we were like gonna pretend we weren't getting along. So we had to go talk to my guidance counselor just to get out of class. We were like, let's just say like you're being a little bullyish, I'm being a little rude. Like maybe it's hormones, it's 5th grade. And we straight up were like, went together, dropped our names in Miss Wagner's manila envelope taped to her door. And we're like, come next week, we're going to be playing Guess Who when everyone else is learning about social studies. It worked, too. Best acting job ever.
I mean, the amount of lies that children create is... just think about everything within the last 10 minutes that we just admitted to lying about. How could you ever trust children ever in any capacity, in any profession? I mean, I think about going to confession because I had to go to CCD.
Did you really go?
Yeah. It was everyone called it Central City Dump. Lol. Because everyone hated it. But yeah, we had to go to confession like every 3 months and all wait in line. And then we'd all just commiserate about like, what are you going to tell them? I'm going to tell them I fought with my brothers, I cursed, and that I didn't listen to my parents. And that's it. And it was all you did.
Wow, you would like conspire. Collusion.
Yeah, collusion. And they didn't give a shit.
Wow.
They said, hey, say 4 Hail Marys and then you're good. And I was like, I don't know about this whole religion thing.
Yeah, I don't know about like I just do public service or, community time.
I lied to you and you're like a holy man. Shouldn't you have seen that I lied?
Yeah.
I thought that like religious people had like magic powers in some capacity, or that's what people believed.
A lot of people do.
Y'all, you know all the things we'd love to do for ourselves but haven't done it for whatever reason? Well, if you've always wanted to straighten your teeth and have a better smile, stop putting it off. Because thanks to Candid, straightening your teeth is simpler, easier, and more comfortable than ever. Because Candid is clear aligners that are removable and practically invisible, unlike wire braces, okay? You got a big night coming up, you don't want to be rocking some braces, you can just take your clear aligner out. Hello? I wish I'd had these in 8th grade. Transform your smile without anyone even noticing. Plus, your treatment is prescribed and monitored remotely by a licensed orthodontist who's an expert in tooth movement. It's all done from the comfort and convenience of your own home because Candid, they only work with orthodontists, okay? Never just general old dentists, no offense to dentists, like other companies who we shall not name. Plus, your supervising orthodontist will be the same person the whole time. They're with you every step of the way, so they know, dare I say it, your journey. The average Candid treatment is just 6 months and you'll start seeing results way before then. Plus, it costs thousands less than braces. So start straightening your teeth today. Right now, all of our listeners can save $75 on Candid Starter Kit. Go to candidco.com/TMGW and use the code TMGW. That's candidco.com/TMGW with the code TMGW. So take advantage of this limited time offer to save 75 big old bucks on your starter kit. You can get those straight teeth and you can spend that $75 on some new lipstick instead to draw attention to the old mouth. candidco.com/TMGW with the code TMGW.
Everyone knows there's nothing like that Friday feeling, but you don't have to wait for that feeling to kick in once a week because with award-winning wine from First Leaf, any day can feel like Friday. First Leaf is a wine club that sends personalized selections of wine from top vineyards around the world directly to you because the only thing better than one fantastic bottle of wine is a case of award-winning wine that shows up at your doorstep. Every bottle is handpicked by experts with your exact preferences and palate in mind for a unique combination of wine that you are guaranteed to love. Unlike other wine clubs, First Leaf uses an algorithm and your feedback to curate future wine recommendations. I went on and I filled out my preferences, which are very lowbrow because wine is not necessarily my forte, but I like white wine. I like a certain kind of level of sweet, this and that. And they sent me, things I'd never tried before and things that I will, in fact, try again. Their subscriptions are flexible and shipments arrive on your schedule with practically zero effort, which we all know this year is the best way to go for anything delivered. Plus, First Leaf is a much more affordable way to enjoy wine from top winemakers and vineyards. You always get award-winning wine for an unbeatable low price. So what are you waiting for? Get that Friday feeling like I do any day with First Leaf. Join today and you'll get 6 bottles of wine for $29.95 and free shipping. Just go to tryfirstleaf.com/TMGW. That's 6 bottles of wine for $29.95 and free shipping at tryfirstleaf.com/TMGW.
I am so intrigued by you going to confession. Like, did you ever go in there and say, like, I got nothing, man, I've been really good?
No, because we all got in line and we'd all be like, what are you going to say? Oh, that you curse. Oh, I'll add that one because you had to like 3 things that you said. It was such bullshit. It was so ridiculous.
Did you hear other people's confession? Like, how close were you in line? That freaks me out.
Yeah, you were in a line and then you went to like the gymnasium or like the lunchroom cafeteria place. And then they had like 3 partitions set up on each side and that you went behind the partition and that's where a priest was waiting for you. And you just like waited. It's like a DMV, basically. It was like you waited to see when someone left and then your number, you went. And then you did your thing and they talked to you or they didn't. And everyone hoped that they got the priest that didn't ask, like, why did you fight with your brothers? Or why did you curse at your parents?
Yeah, we don't need to elaborate.
No, we're not going to therapy here.
I wish it was current day because Lil Mamie would be in there and she'd sit down and she'd be like, Father, roll up the partition, please. And make it. Did I tell you about my mom converted to Catholicism when I was little? Still to this day, I don't know why. She went back to being a Methodist. It was interesting.
What a very bizarre choice to convert to.
Very strange. Okay. But I might have told you this before. I don't think she went through with it, but I thought it was so clever. Is she said that she was at Mass and needed to leave early. And so she left. And when she left, she scratched another car and realized it was the priest's.
Oh shit.
But like she had to get out of there. I forget what it is. I don't know if it was a pure hit and run or if she left her name. But she had the thought of, why don't I just tell him I did it in confession and then he can't really do anything about it.
Then he can't ask me for money. That would be very unpriest-like.
Because I admitted my sin and it's like the doctor-patient relationship, right? It stays in the confession booth.
Yeah.
But my mother's a genius.
That's like the very last time that I ever remember going to church was Christmas, and it was when I was in college and I was home for the holidays, and my younger brother used to be much more into religion than I was, Tim.
Who's now a scientist, was really into religion, huh?
Yeah, right? Isn't that? It's all very curious, reflective. He was Jesus in the Stations of the Cross, which is their play. So, yeah, he was fully in it. But then I was in college, he was in high school, and I think my dad felt like guilty that it was Christmas Eve and that we weren't going to Mass. So he was like, do you guys want to go? Let's just run over. They have like a 10 p.m. Mass. And we were like, fine, we'll go. We get there, it's standing room only. It's so hot, but we're on winter jackets.
So hot right now.
Yeah. But it was so hot because we were in winter jackets. So we had to, it was snowing out. We get in there. All of a sudden I look over, Tim's face is just white face. And I was like, he's either feeling the Holy Spirit or something else is going on. And then he literally runs out of the church and throws up in the plants all in the front of the church. And then,
I feel like I hear a lot of stories of young Tim throwing up.
Yeah, it all adds up that we all have terrible stomachs. And so the fact that I'm surprised by mine shouldn't be that way. But yeah, my dad just came in. He's like, we have to leave. And I was like, Tim is cool. This is fantastic. What a way to get out of this.
I love it.
And we've never gone back.
A couple things. I won't say two because there might be additional.
Yes.
One, I think I've told you before that when my dad and stepmom lived in LA, they went to Beverly Hills Episcopalian, and so did the Jenners and Kardashians. And I remember being at midnight mass and my dad being like, that's Bruce Jenner right in front of us. So I've had mass behind Kim's ass.
That is wild.
Or I guess they don't call it mass. They call it a service, but yeah.
Same thing. Wow.
That's freaking crazy. Second thing I'll say is that I always would do the Christmas plays at church, and there was one that was about, angels. You know, like they always sucked. They're plot
just
was
around.
thin.
Yeah.
But I remember it was just angels, and it was like, here's the sassy angel, here's the whatever. And have I told you this? I wrote myself my own part.
No, you haven't told me this, but I'm not surprised in any capacity about this.
And it was like an angel, and they were like, what should you do, Mamrie? I was in 5th grade. I was like, I'm going to be the reporter angel, and I'm going to actually be in the congregation. If you guys will throw to me, I'll do crowd work. So I was literally like a reporter in like my mom's trench coat or something. It was very like Ninja Turtles. April, and they'd be like, and now we're cut to Angel. I could probably call myself Fresca, like Fresca Angel in the audience. I'd be like, how do you think the show's going so far? And I would just like put people on the spot.
Honestly, that's the kind of service I would love to go to. Because when Tim played Jesus in the Stations of the Cross, they asked me, because I had to go to watch to like support him. They were like, we don't have the people that lead the people out. Like one person is sick.
Ushers.
Can you do it? Yeah.
Usher.
I had to go backstage and put on a robe and then like just walk in front of the procession. But it was the worst thing I'd ever seen. And then I'm also watching my little brother like be fake nailed to a cross in front. Yeah, like the full thing.
Wow,
and, like,
they went for it. We're over here being rock and roll angels, and you guys are nailing tiny Jesus to a cross.
Tim's in like 6th grade getting a crown of thorns. Now it's like something's fucked up about this now.
Yeah, this is strange. This is strange. I saw a tweet the other day that made me laugh so much. It's the song "Oh Holy Night."
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, and
yeah,
there's the lyric
that's
like holy infant, so tender and mild. And the tweet was like a tender and mild infant makes me think there's a spicy infant somewhere. If this infant is mild, where's that spicy infant? It cracked my ass up.
Why are we describing infants like Taco Bell sauce right now? This doesn't make sense.
Okay. Speaking of segue.
Yeah.
Speaking of fast food.
Yes.
We've got more fast food deliveries on the Ivory Coast.
Okay. I also have
how someone.
Food. Yeah.
I have a follow-up from here, but do you know how someone was ordering KFC on the Ivory Coast, and for some reason they put in my email address to get the receipts?
Right.
And I was like, is my card hacked and being used in Africa? And if so, why are they just spending it on 3-piece tenders?
Yeah.
Well, I got another one the other day that was from Burger King. On the Ivory Coast.
Okay.
And they still got nuggets. Let me see what they got.
It sounds like a conservative order.
Yeah, they only got 12 nuggets with barbecue dip.
Okay. So this whoever this is a chicken fan. And
it's Miriam. Bonjour, Miriam. And here is the receipt for 12 pieces nuggets and barbecue dip. I just think it's so funny that I'm like getting to know this person's late night eating style.
I mean, yeah, there's something to be said for a dating app that is just you get their DoorDash full like receiptless. But what is the deal? So it's just you're not getting charged for this? It's just someone sending you receipts?
It's when someone set up their email address to like get the receipts or get push notifications, whatever it is, or get like, deals.
Yeah.
They were either drunk, which makes me think they are based on the time change of when I'm getting these receipts.
Yes.
And misspelled their name and I get their email receipts, or they just like literally typed in gibberish and it happened to be my email address.
Either way, now you get to see, you'll really be able to track.
I feel like we're pen pals.
I know. You'll get to track the depression of a person that you don't know at all. There's something very sweet about it. Yes, I'm going to get the
receipts and be like, there's a breakup. Miriam's going through a breakup. Little does she know, in like 10 years, I'm going to go to the Ivory Coast and be like, we finally meet.
Yeah.
I'm going to show up with her nuggets.
You're going to be at a Burger King, both eating nuggets, and you're going to look up and be like, there she is.
There
nuggets.
She is. Sweet Ivory.
Speaking of fast food, well, first of all, the world is wild right now because of the great conjunction that's happening.
Yes. The age of Aquarius.
I know. I saw you post your throwback dance photo, which beautiful and a little confusing to see a teenage Mamrie just like full here I am.
Well, that's why it freaked me out so much. I was like, when they said it was the age of Aquarius, I was like, well, I know I did a dance to that. I was in 8th grade, but they asked me to be in like the competitive high school class. And I remember being very intimidated, especially because like on the first, this is the dawning. We did a toe touch and I could not toe touch. And I was like, oh my God, these high schoolers are going to be like, this bitch is bringing down our points. But I remember getting it and then coming home and you bring home like your school photos, your dance photos, whatever. And my mom being like, you're 12, 13. Like, why are they having you do like this sultry pose?
I know.
And I was all about it. I thought I was like 19 years old.
It's so funny.
We did Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say we did Black Cat by Janet Jackson the next year, which is like, Rawr! And I was in full black velvet. And I remember bringing home those photos and my mom being like, why did the photographer have you crawl and like growl? And I was like, we got to get eyes on this photographer. This is messed up.
I know. When you posted that, I was like, wow, look at her go. This is not surprising, but there is something uncomfortable about it. But
I'll make everyone uncomfortable.
But that's what's happening right now. I was trying to look up like exactly what this great conjunction means, and it just means
I think it's like Jupiter and Saturn converge.
Right. Basically, witch talk, like the witch TikTok, is going off. Yeah, witch talk
is... Okay, tell me more.
They're going off about what this means for everyone because it's a huge shift that hasn't happened for like 200 or 2,000 years, something like that. And so their predictions for this era that began on December 21st are mass third eye awakenings, huge technological innovations, and our 3D vibrations will transcend into 5D. Whatever that means.
What does that mean?
I have absolutely no idea.
Am I in 600K?
I don't know, but I know. I feel like I'm going to be able to see through the walls soon. Is that what I'm supposed to take
I guess
from
tonight
that?
Is the night I should finally cave and watch The Matrix with Chip.
This is, you're really going to get it, I feel like, tonight.
If we're tapped in. Okay, well, I wonder when they say like technological advances, I understand like the vaccine is coming out.
Right.
Like that's incredible. But like 200 years ago, what was the big technological advance when this happened? The printing press? Like I don't...
A light bulb? I have no idea the scope or time of anything. But they also say that like... Because Susan Miller, we know her as a astrological person. She's doing a lot of predictions right now. And she's saying that there's a big tone set for like people helping people is going to be something very cool that happens.
I like that.
Yeah, it's going to be like a good shift for humanity. But I also think it's going to be a little silly and a little wonky. I think people are going to get a little wonky. That's my prediction.
People are going to get wonky just in general or because they're paying attention to this convergence so much?
Well, I think both. I think there's a huge shift. I've heard too that there's like all this ground energy that's happened in astrology is now going to air. And so now all like thoughts are going to be like a really prominent thing. I know this is all I haven't.
Thoughts are going to be a thing. Not in my book.
Thoughts are a thing. No way. No way.
Not in my house. house.
I'll prove
Keep them
that
in the ground.
wrong. But
wow.
This kind of also goes in line with the fast food thing that you were talking about. I was like, oh, the world's already getting wild. Have you seen the Oreo Spam Burger from McDonald's China?
McDonald's China has 2 pieces of Spam, mayonnaise, and crumbled Oreos on a sesame seed bun.
I mean, you would think after they named the McPlant, and you were furious about that, I would think that they would have a better name for this, but it's just the Oreo Spam Burger. That's all it is.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's not Sporios. It's not Oreams.
Right?
That's bullshit. I did say that McDonald's described it as, quote, an unimaginable double surprise. And it's like, yeah, that is pretty unimaginable. I mean, here's the deal. I understand.
A double surprise is, you're going to have it coming out of your
everywhere.
Your butt and your mouth.
Your third eye. Your third eye.
It's going to be, you're going to be vomiting in 5D. Yeah.
Well, okay. I know Spam is ham, essentially. So some part of the pig. And so, I understand that goes with sweet, like with pineapple, etc.
Yeah.
But
like bacon and like maple Oreo, and that kind of stuff.
Yes. But the crumbled Oreo, the only time you really crumble cookies like that, besides on top of a sundae, is when you make did you ever make fake dirt cakes?
Yeah.
With a little gummy worm coming out?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is also wild that we want
that.
Right, but also wild that we want our desserts to look like we're eating dirt.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's that show on Netflix. I got into it for a minute. It's a British show. There's only one season. It was called something delicious. Oh, I can't remember. But it was one of those shows where it's make this look like something else. I'm obsessed with those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, I know this was the year of the cake where it's it's actually cake. Didn't like all that. Mm-hmm. But I do like a cake that looks like dirt. Love it. Mm-hmm. Being so serious. Love it. Anyway, all this to say, I don't think this is a good idea. However, I would like to watch you make it on YouTube and try it.
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
that's your new thing, is trying overseas weird combinations of fast food, and you remake it in your kitchen. I mean, I'm giving you content.
Thank you, and I'm clocking it, going, she's right, and that's a great idea, and I'm gonna use that for later.
Go viral.
Well, all of the reviews of it are it's actually good. It's really good. Yeah, everyone's pretty good. The only one I saw that was negative was someone that had never had Spam before. And so I feel your first time trying Spam is going to be why is this a thing?
Y'all aren't even gonna believe it. This year, that's right, the year of 2020, I had some anxiety. Why would I ever have that? But that's right, whether it was something prompted in my personal life or work life, or whether just out of nowhere I would sit with a wave of anxiety with no real explanation besides the world we're living in, I got a little on edge. But luckily, I've been using CBD to help take that edge off and reduce my anxiety. And lately, I've been using Feels. Feels is a premium CBD company, and it is delivered directly for your door, because sometimes going to buy the CBD is what gives me anxiety in the first place. All you do is you place a few drops of Feels under your tongue and you feel the difference within minutes. And the thing to remember about CBD is that finding your right dose is very important. So leave room to experiment over the next week or so and see how it affects you most positively. And if you have some questions or just want to talk to another human, they have a CBD hotline to help guide your personal experience. Isn't that incredible? So you can feel better, whether it's your anxiety, whether it's physical pain, trouble sleeping. And the best part is there's no high, there's no hangover, and there's no addiction. So you'll wake up the next day feeling even better. But even better than that, y'all, of course we have a deal for you. Feels has me feeling my best every day, and so we want you to as well. Become a member today by going to feels.com/TMGW, and you're going to get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's FEALS.com/TMGW to become a member and get 50% off. That's half off, automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Feels.com/TMGW. Y'all catch some feels.
Throw some bedding on a bunch of different mattresses and sure, they all look alike. The same goes for pillows, but when you peel away the layers and look at what's inside, you'll see that they aren't all created equal, and that's what makes every Purple pillow and mattress unlike anything you've ever slept on. The Purple grid sets the Purple mattresses apart from every other mattress. It's a patented comfort technology. I didn't know there was such a thing as comfort technology, and I'm so into it now that I know about it. It instantly adapts to your body's natural shape and sleep style. With over 1,800 open air channels designed to neutralize body heat, Purple provides a cooling effect other mattresses cannot replicate. And this cutting-edge technology doesn't stop with the mattresses. Every Purple pillow is engineered with the grid for total head and neck support and absolute airflow, so you are always on the cool side of the pillow. Purple's proprietary technology has been innovating comfort for over 15 years, and I can see it. I, in fact, own one of the Purple pillows, and their Grid System 1 definitely supports my neck. I have a long giraffe-like neck, and it's perfect for that, but also the cooling system is, in fact, very cool. I have woken up in the night with the night sweats for whatever reason, and this hasn't happened with this pillow. So highly recommend if you're someone that really desires temperature regulating for your pillows when you sleep. And you can try every Purple product risk-free with free shipping and returns. And Purple has financing available as low as 0% APR for qualified customers. So experience the Purple grid and you'll sleep like never before. Go to purple.com/TMGW10 and use promo code TMGW10. For a limited time, you will get 10% off any order of $200 or more. That's purple.com/TMGW10, promo code TMGW10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Terms apply.
I have a question. Is spam in the email sense named after Spam the canned meat, or is it an acronym?
That's
because it ends with
question.
M, like mail. You
right.
know?
That's
I know
a great
you're not
question
Jeeves,
for Google.
But
I'm like, I know I'm wearing a turtleneck today.
You're wearing this turtleneck, and now I think you know everything. You have like a friggin' scotch on the rocks and a turtleneck. I'm like, look at this wise gal.
Oh, okay. Well, spam, the food is derived from the contraction for spiced ham. Spam.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Is spam email an acronym? Let's see.
Yeah, does that mean like sorting something automatic mail system?
But also spam for the meat is an acronym that stood for Special Processed American Meat.
That's disgusting. And that's also like what I want to dance under.
I know.
Please welcome to the stage.
Exactly.
Special processed American meat. Wow. For those of you watching this in video, I went for it.
She really channeled her 13-year-old dance self and gave a performance. You
gotta do what you gotta do. All right. Well, I guess we'll never know. I'm just going to leave that one to a mystery of.
Hey, yeah. I'm trying to it says, the term spam is derived from the 1970 spam sketch of the BBC television comedy Monty Python's Flying Circus. The sketch, set in a cafe, has a waitress reading out a menu where every item but one includes spam canned luncheon meat.
Okay, you could have given me 19,000 guesses, and I would have never said that the email term spam comes from a Monty Python sketch.
And that's, I guess that's from the Wikipedia for spamming. And so I don't know how accurate that is, but I'm going to believe that. I'm going to believe it 100%. I would totally believe it.
100. Wow. Okay, well, we learned some new stuff. Oh, okay, one more thing when it has to do with processed foods.
Yes, love it. Love
this season is my favorite thing that's happening right now because I have always believed in them.
Uh-oh.
Dippin Dots might save the world. Have you seen this?
No, what's happening?
Dippin Dots, the ice cream of the future.
Ice cream of the future. Always, it freaked me out. I was like, this is just...
Really?
Yeah, I was like, this is sprinkles, but colder.
No, it's not sprinkles. It's ice cream. That's just in little... I loved it. The first time I had Dippin Dots, let me paint you a tale.
Yeah.
The first time I had Dippin Dots, I was at Carowinds, which is essentially the Six Flags of North and South Carolina, and it's right on the border, so you can have a foot in each state. And I was like, Look at me go. Like I couldn't believe it. I took that pic every single time. Went with my church group, did it every time. So anyway, Carowinds, they got it there. And I remember they had it at the part of the park that was dedicated to Wayne's World.
Wow. So this is layered. Yeah.
So I was just like, ooh, Dippin Dots the future. They got it over by the Hurler in Wayne's World at Carowinds. And I had the banana split one. And I thought it was just incredible.
Wow.
So anyway, I've always been a big fan. If I can get my grubby mitts on some dips, I'm in.
Yep.
So, with the vaccine, it's got to stay super cold. And they're having a hard time transporting it. They are in talks with and figuring it out with Dippin Dots to utilize their freezer technology that has not been fully tapped into because Dippin Dots never caught on like they would. Dippin Dots might successfully transport our vaccine and save millions of lives. Can you believe it?
We are living in a scene out of Idiocracy. It is. Yes. Everything is sponsored. And the kiosk in the mall that didn't do as well as the Sunglasses Hut is now saving lives in America. It's incredible.
Well, it's always been called the ice cream of the future. Mm-hmm. We just didn't know how far into the future it would be, useful.
It would pay off. Yeah. Wow.
I'm in love with this. I want the vaccine and a scoop of banana split dip.
Right?
And once.
Why not? We deserve it. After the year that we've all had, like the least they can do is give us a little Dippin' Dots on the side with our frozen shots.
Please.
But also, I just love to imagine that the CEO of Dippin' Dots had all of these refrigerators that they never got rid of, that they couldn't use, and was like, what the fuck am I going to do with these? And then was like,
Literally, Grace, I had a couple cocktails and I didn't send it. I had drafted an email to my business manager to be like, put my money in Dippin' Dots stock. But then I got worried that they don't have and Chip said it too. He was like, they might not own the patent to the freezer. That might be a whole other thing. And I was like, oh, they might just have the technology to create the dots. But I got real close to spending my retirement fund on Dippin' Dots freezers. No regrets.
No regrets. At this point, everyone's got to figure out how to make their living. And if you get in on that Dippin' Dots, you deserve it.
I think I told you, or I talked about it on the pod, that I wanted to get this gift made for Mary, the dog walker.
Yes. Okay. Yes, we have discussed this. Fill in those that don't know this, though.
Yes. In case you missed this episode, Mary, as you know, the dog walker, she loves two things more than anything in the world. That's beans and Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
And Amy Winehouse all over her house.
Amy Winehouse, literally. Yes. And then Beans is, according to Mary, your shared dog.
Yeah, she texted me the week after Thanksgiving and said, when am I going to get to see our dog? In caps locks. Wait, we had another interaction I didn't tell you about where Beans went to go spend the night with her. And I was like, should I pick her up? And she goes, or what time should I come get her? And she was like, sure, if I let her go. And I was like, oh no, it's getting too real. It's getting too real.
But you know, the joke has gone pretty far.
I was like, if she doesn't show up with emojis, we're going to have a problem. I'm going to take out her other knee. You know what I mean? But so Hannah, who does, not our Hannah, other Hannah who does our posters and stuff. I told you I was going to commission her.
And did our merch.
And did our merch. Yeah, exactly. She's amazing. I showed you, this is no surprise. I showed you, I got her to do beans with like the Amy Winehouse beehive, the big earrings, the white tank top, and facing the camera, a winged eyeliner, which by the way, Beans looked great.
Looks really good on her. Like,
perhaps
like something to consider. Yeah.
Is to get my dog tattooed a winged liner.
Yeah.
Got that. And then I had her say Bark to Black, like Back to Black, her album.
Oh,
got it printed, got it done at Kinko's at like this, a thick stock, whatever. And then on the way there, I got kind of nervous to give it to her.
Oh, okay. So this is you giving it to her. Okay.
I told Mary, I let them have an overnight sleepover because I'm a cool mom.
Yes.
Because school's out and I'm a cool mom. You know? And And I was like, I'll come get her and I'll bring you your gift. And I got nervous because I was like, what if she thinks this is like blasphemous? You know what I mean? Like, because she loves Amy Winehouse so much. Right. What if she's just like, you've like anthropomorphized this dog and Amy Winehouse and like, there's a she's
sacredness.
Dead. Like, exactly. Yeah. Like if, like some people would be very offended if you had like Jesus, like remember like Jesus is my homie. Remember those shirts?
I had a Mary is my homegirl shirt for a half a second.
I think I might have had a Jesus is my homeboy, and I was like never into God.
Me either.
But I love that all we're talking about is church, and that we both had homegirl.
I thought it was so funny
that
I was like, dorky. I was like, see, because she's not real. This is wild.
Oh my God. Well, Mary is real, but who knows?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love that you went to confession and had a Mary is my homegirl shirt.
Yeah.
This is
who knew
amazing.
that?
I think I got mine from Urban Outfitters though, if that helps.
I got mine overseas when I did a study abroad in London.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was layered on why I thought this was ironic and funny as like an American tourist getting this in London and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
See, I thought I was a badass when I went to London in high school with American All-Star Cheerleading.
Hell yeah.
When I went, I got two things. I bought like a very cheap, I think, fake leather jacket.
Yeah.
But I bought it and then realized that pounds were like $2. And I was like, oh my God, I just spent so much money. I spent like $100. And then I got the French Connection, the store. It used to be popular.
Yeah, FC UK or whatever.
Yes, I got a shirt that said FC UK for French Connection UK fashion. FC UK fashion. And I remember being like, yeah, this is fucking like edgy as hell. And then I came home and I was like too nervous to wear it to school. Yeah. Because it kind of said fuck. Kind of.
I went over to London as a study abroad when I was like 18 or 19 in college, and so I could drink over there. So I wore my Mary is my homegirl shirt to a bar thinking I was so cool.
Oh my God.
And then it's so lame. And then all of these Australian bartenders that worked there, they called me the cheerleader. That was my nickname, was the cheerleader for the rest of the trip. Because we went back to that bar a bunch.
So weird.
That's
so weird, since when I went there, I was a cheerleader.
I know. What weird
I was with
connection.
100 American cheerleaders. Anyway, all that to say, I'm bringing it to Mary, and I got really nervous, and she opened it, and she lived for it.
Oh, yay!
Lived. She was literally... she was so excited. She was like, "This is the best gift I've been given in years." And then I took pictures of her in her mask with beans with it. I'm gonna put it on our Patreon. But then she texted me later, and she texted me pictures that I took on her phone, and she said, of course, caps locks. She goes, "Thank you for my new prized possession. Nothing can top this, except of course Beans herself." And I was so happy because I was so nervous. You're like, oh yeah, so here's a gift I've invested time and money into, and shit, what if it sucks?
Right.
What if this was a bad idea?
A happy ending. I love that. Okay, before we wrap this up, I just found a really amazing review in the Apple Store.
Okay.
Okay, I think you're gonna like this. This was posted on December 10th. It's from Sweet Habanero. And it says,
gasp,
Mamrie sure does have my name in her mouth an awful lot, but that does nothing to detract from how much I love this podcast. When I'm not being walked or called a hag by a mystery woman in a mansion, you can find me vibing to these two hilarious women as they talk their way through quarantine, whatever that is. Thanks for keeping me entertained, ladies.
Oh, I love that.
That's so great.
Was their username Sweet Habanero before I found my newest rival?
I think you can post any name you want when you leave an Apple review. Yeah.
Okay,
but
I love it.
I'd like to believe that is, in fact, the Sweet Habanero.
Wow. Yes, exactly.
Incredible.
The Sweet Habanero. Grace, I gotta say, we've known each other very well for probably 12 years, 13 years. And I love that we both just found out we each had our own is my homegirl, is my homeboy shirts.
I know. I love that.
God.
I love that.
I'm cringing so hard, and I'm sore from working out.
I know that this is our last podcast of the year, right? Because we are taking next week.
Because we have y'all, we have next week off. We get 2 weeks off a year of this podcast, and so we decided to take the New Year's week and come in swinging in January.
Yeah, we're taking next week off, and we'll be back in January. But I love that we ended the year with a podcast that was like 90% about religion.
No, this is not who we are. Well, religion and spam.
Yeah.
That's what you get. Mm-hmm. And I have so many other notes of things we need to talk about. But
wonderful.
Let's just, say our praise Dippin Dots.
Yes.
We're thankful for you, Dippin Dots.
Stay safe, everyone. Yeah. Happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating.
Happy holidays.
Whatever you're celebrating.
You are our gift. And this got weird.